From the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City, New Jersey, this is Poker Night in America. Welcome to Poker Night in America. I'm your host, Chris Hansen. We're back in Atlantic City at the Golden Nugget for more poker, obviously, but we've also got another segment of Poker Night at the Movies featuring our panel of experts reviewing poker scenes from famous movies. We've got a lot to get to tonight, so let's get to the floor and catch up with the players.
Oh my God.
We continue day two here at Golden Nugget, Atlantic City. Minimum buy-in for the game is $5,000. Maximum is $20,000. And as you can see so far, both Stephen McLaughlin and Dan Shack have had pretty good days. Andrew Hanna needs to turn things around.
Yeah, I played on Fantasy Sports Live about 10 years ago. Back before regulation.
You're just not straddling anymore, man?
Yeah, well, sometimes I forget. But
I'll straddle.
I do like 50% of the time, I guess.
1/3 for me, exactly. 2 not down, then 1 up.
Running Poker Tracker?
Huh?
You're running Poker Tracker?
The business right now, at this very moment, yeah.
Golden Nugget, Atlantic City, this week's stop for Poker Night in America. You can always check out all of our episodes online at pokernight.com. We also put all of our live streams up there from events. Not every event will have a live stream. It depends on regulations. King high flop, and so Patterson is ahead. Lance bets $500. Patterson calls. So Malkin has a decision to make. He's got an up and down straight draw. And he wants to see the turn, so he calls. So 3 players will see the turn together.
Steve, I want to backtrack a couple
Turn
minutes
to
and let
Jack.
you on the joke. You said that he straddled exactly 1/3 of the time.
No, I said me. No, me.
oh.
I said I'm doing it 1/3.
I was like, oh, you got Poker Tracker?
No, I got that, yeah.
You just jumped right into the business aspect of it.
He loves to talk
very
about, like,
matter
the-
of factly.
He's our today's James Woods. It's, you know?
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult.
It was not a compliment. But I mean, in case there was any doubt.
Let me just clear this up.
Tyler Patterson just calls. Patterson makes 2 pair on the river. He checks. And quickly folds.
Please show bluff.
Thought maybe Patterson was checking in order to get Malkin to bet, and then he was going to come over the top of
Who
him.
invited this guy?
But instead, a big pot for Harwin.
Not everybody has a palate that any cup of coffee could blow their mind.
Oh, true. But even Nolan Dollar liked it, which is pretty hard. I mean,
Look, I feel
A lowly man like Nolan Dalla. Is that a man of the people like Mr. Dalla? Is that what you're getting at? Even a man of the people would enjoy this cup of coffee.
there's nothing like a good Nolan Dollar rib.
All right, this is the first we've heard from Dan Shack tonight. He's got 9s. Andrew Henna next to act in seat 2.
Hey, come on.
Ebony Kenny in seat
King
3.
5, King 5.
She will play her first hand of the night. She calls with suited ace king. And now to barista Stephen McLaughlin. He calls.
Unbearable.
Lance will fold his $100 straddle.
That's what I
So
want
3
to
players are going to the flop together.
Can't call 200. That's horrible.
A nice low flop looks good for Dan Shack and his 9s. But Ebony Kenny picks up the flush draw.
Believe me, if my hand hit that flop, I'd be in there. You know that.
It's the same thing I get when I go there. I get the blonde roast with a shot of espresso.
Yeah.
No logos,
I'm
man.
not really a fan of Starbucks coffee, though.
No logos.
Let's ask Steve what he thinks of Starbucks.
No, please.
Did you read my tweet about that the other day?
No.
He doesn't even follow you on Twitter.
Oh, there you
I
go.
like Dunkin'
Do I
Donuts
not? I
coffee.
think I do.
Oh. was trying to needle him, and now you're just.
I don't follow Matt though. Now I do. I was making a joke about the flat white, which is everyone's raving about, and I just had one the other day, and I have to admit it was a really, really good cup of milk.
I gotta say on camera, his wife has gotten much better at Twitter.
Spouse.
Wife. I'm not as close to her as Matt's wife, but you know.
And Shaq bets
So very
1,000, and Ebony Kenny thinking it over, making it appear she has a tough decision to make, where I think it's a pretty easy one to make.
A lot of the old New York guys like Johnny Boom Boom and Jay Heimowitz, are any of them still around at all? Or?
Still 40% chance to win here on the river, which doesn't come in, and that is how you lose a bunch of money with ace-king.
Yeah, they don't play much inside games.
Action's on Dan.
They travel out to the World Series.
Okay, I haven't seen either of them.
Yeah. I mean, not everyone, but, I mean, everybody goes to the World Series and plays poker.
Of course.
Everybody now. I mean, it's like 6 weeks, so some, you know, they're out there for some period of time.
You don't come anymore.
I was there last year.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, not for long, but I was there for a couple weeks.
Mike Z.
He checks, Ebony might take a stab at
I don't
this.
remember her name right now.
Well, I know who she is,
Yeah.
right?
Do you know what she's doing nowadays? Or?
No, she checks behind.
Kid.
No,
Don't know.
Jack?
no. You're good. I can move by typing it like that.
It sounds like Dan Shaq might have been scared of the monsters underneath the bed if Ebony would have just bet. Time to pay some bills, but more poker's just around the corner on Poker Night in America.
Poker Night in America is being brought to you by 888poker.com, where the world plays online.
Thanks for coming back to Poker Night in America. Let's return to the felt.
What do you have, like sevens or eights?
Whatever.
Nah. You'll see it. It's bad.
Yeah.
Poker Night in America is brought to you by 888 Poker, where the world plays
Games
online.
are over?
Yep. You knew that there was no way they could last. I mean, the edge is just so big, and the game was so big. Fish go broke very quickly.
You had a big piece of yourself?
I like a third.
It's big enough?
Steve makes it 1,100.
What's your read, Joe?
Back to Matt.
All in.
Oh,
Wait, don't act yet, Sean. When this comes to you, I want to hear what Joe says about your hand before you act. Okay, Joe. What does Sean Deeb have, Joe? Is he calling or is he folding?
He's all in?
Yeah.
He's calling.
He's right. I call. Wow, how good's your reads, Joe?
And our biggest pot of the night will be with Sean Deeb and Matt
go.
Stout, worth over $9,000. Jack's still ahead.
Hope you get an ace on the river, but there's a jack on the turn.
4 hearts.
How about a queen now? Just queen. Is everybody rooting? Oh, too fast. So queen.
So Sean Deeb will scoop the pot.
Oh man, that actually saved me. It really did.
Really? You couldn't beat that hand?
And it looks like a rebuy coming from Matt Stout.
I fought it, hoping you would squeeze, and then.
He's got to
Wait,
give him a hand.
I get a card.
Yeah. She's like, we're saving you money, sir.
I'm just hanging out with no money, continuing to chat it up.
So
I'm not Greg Raymer. What? Greg's a really nice guy, but it's really weird to see someone who will start a new story at the poker table after he's out of a tournament. It's like, Greg, do you know that you can't reload? You're going to have to leave soon.
He follows Graham
Like he's
Deeb.
actually started multiple
Greg is definitely
stories.
not as good at this as Graham Deeb, because she's the only one who can rebuy.
Stephen McLaughlin referring to how Sean Deeb loves to buy his grandmother into the $10,000 World Series of Poker main event.
Because he was in the middle of a story when he got knocked out, and I figured he was just going to walk away. But that didn't happen at all. He finished that one and decided to start talking about another story.
I love Greg, and me and Steve always joke about, you have a phone call, toughest person to ever get off a phone with. Like, it is literally like he's on the phone with you, holding it. You can't hit
So
end.
you've never talked to James Woods on the phone, then?
That was actually our conversation last night. Can you imagine James Woods and Greg Raymer in a room together, locked in a box? Like they're gonna basically fight it out to the death by talking.
They would be fighting. They'd both be competing with
Who
one
would
another.
survive the longest? This is
Greg, he's got more stored fat. He can go for longer, you know. What? That's not like a...
funny thing is you would probably make that joke, but I don't know if it's okay for you to make that joke.
I could as a fat guy, you know.
Greg's awesome, but he can talk. That's without a
I
doubt.
thought you were going to say, Greg's awesome, but yeah, he's fat.
Malkin steps aside. Now back to Sean Deeb. A call. And so now $4,000 in the middle as we go to the turn. Here comes another bet from Dan Shack. He calls the 2,000. And here comes the river. It's a brick for Sean Deeb. Let's see if he's got Dan Shack scared. Dan Shack is first to act, and he checks. Deeb checks behind. Right after winning a huge pot, Sean Deeb loses a huge pot.
There's enough out there.
We've got more from Atlantic City, so don't go anywhere. It's Poker Night in America. DraftKings, the official fantasy sports site of Poker Night in America. Welcome back to Poker Night in America. We're in Atlantic City at the Golden Nugget, and now back to the poker.
Son, you should just get it all in free all the time.
way
That's the only
better
hands you
than
want. You only win flips.
I'm aware.
He knows how to play 2 cards.
It's very difficult to
He
avoid.
might even be flipping against me there. So.
Lately, he's been a little bit better at playing 5 cards and 7 cards, but that's a separate topic.
Poker Night in America is brought to you by 888 Poker. It's where the world plays online.
I mean, eventually I'll flop something. It's likely.
Everybody's in?
I am.
Stephen McLaughlin assessing the situation and decides to fold.
It's just not the same when it's not Sean opening the pot, is it?
No. Doesn't feel as good.
I get dealt good hands just as often as everybody else.
I saw the aces. Played the heck out of
I
them.
suck at poker. I should have called.
Give him 2 cards
Yeah,
out
give
of
my
the
cards
box.
back.
That'd be fun if I could play 2 random
My
cards out of the
predictions
box.
were wrong.
All right, 5 players seeing the flop together.
I knew someone that did that. He would sit behind another player, and if the first player would fold, he would have the option of playing the hand. Yeah,
If they're working together, that works out really well.
Yeah, except yeah.
that's a good point.
The guy goes, I'll fold. He has aces. He says, oh, I'll fold. And
Yeah.
the first round says, oh, I'll play that hand.
Yeah, and
He's
then
never going to put him on aces.
Do you like Omaha? Sure. So we're really gonna play this Spaducci, by the way?
Are we really going to play this?
I don't.
Are we
Matt,
really going to play this Spaducci?
Why not?
Well, we have to settle our bet first.
No. You play me 2 and 4,000. Okay, then we'll settle the bet first. You must play at least an hour.
I think it's important, though, for those who are watching at home who've never heard of Badusi before, never even. I mean,
They're never
even
gonna
seen
learn
Omaha.
it. I don't
But
want them to
you
learn
should
it.
explain what Badusi is.
I don't want them to know it. Yeah. Because I mean, when half the explanation is explaining Badugi, that's just too much.
It's like poker. It's a draw form of poker.
Joe just happens to
Because
have
I've
solved
never
that.
played it before in my life.
Joe has just happened to solve that form of poker. That's all. He hasn't solved the other forms yet.
It's draw poker, triple draw, there, and it's a split pot game.
Correct.
Way too complicated for Sean.
Yeah.
He's good at half of it. And losing the other half.
Let's see if Ebony's going to make her move here and jam the turn. Both Andrew Hanna and Ebony Kenny playing pretty short stack.
You're all in.
I like that you didn't snap call.
Slow rolls are encouraged, so be careful what you wish for.
I'm no expert at all, but it seems like low's way easier. To get it right. It's not.
Oh, to get in fancy. I thought you meant to play the game.
No, to just get it
Yeah,
right.
yeah, of course
No, not
it's-
to get in fancy land, just to get it right.
Once or twice.
Can we run it more than once or twice, Steve?
Yeah.
Again?
Twice.
Okay.
Oh,
I always
we
run
tried that.
twice. Here we go.
Learn something new.
Not more than twice, but
Oh my god.
Matt, by the way, everyone, Matt always runs it once.
Nice hand.
I thought we.
I
Oh,
need
we
a
don't have
jack.
to show.
I need a
Andrew
jack.
misses the
You
first.
need a jack? That's your, she has queens?
Aces.
Aces? What a terrible call.
So bad. Nice hand.
Rebuy.
She's so nice. She says sorry.
Nice.
I think she meant it.
And Andrew Hanna misses the second river, and so Ebony Kenny is going to double up. One of the many ways to play aces.
Great.
Maybe dodging a couple of bullets along the way, but to double up and win a nice pot. And it looks like that's going to be it for Andrew Hanna.
Yeah, that's fine.
And so we've got a seat open on Poker Night in America.
Yeah. He like talked everyone into like playing their hands. He's a ridiculous player. Why do you raise so much? Because I'm still gonna call.
So what kind of question is that?
Joe, is that why you keep going to
Explain it to me,
225?
Oh, come on, I wanted to see this.
Patterson loosening up with ace-3 of hearts, making the call.
No.
And Sean Deeb
I
folds.
folded,
Wow,
I
don't
would've
ever
called.
deal with
Sorry,
that hand.
Matt.
What's that?
I
And
blew it for you.
Medusi. Great hand.
I think if I folded, probably called.
But he did get one call from Patterson,
Just had a really bad hand. We wouldn't
who
call it
flops a nut flush
I would
draw.
not have called you.
Just ace high for Matt Glantz, but worth a continuation bet.
How long is dinner?
I don't know.
we don't have a formal dinner. It's just longer than normal break, I think. Chris, how long is that break?
So no time for a restaurant?
What do you guys want? Half hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, whatever works best for you guys. If you're buying, it's a 2-hour dinner break.
That's the break.
I know
so
that
the
for sure.
staff can, they're working a lot longer than we are.
Yeah.
All in.
Matt Glantz running through his head the things that he could beat with ace high, and that's a pretty short
Nice hand.
list, so he's going to
Yeah.
fold.
What do you show? 3 of hearts? Wow.
Nice hand, Matt.
Oh, I was thinking about calling with ace high.
You had the best ace high.
As we finish for the night, we lost one player tonight. Andrew Hanna decided that a $6,000 loss was going to be enough. And Dan Shack, the big winner at the table so far here on Poker Night in America, he's now up to $19,575, a profit of over 9K. More from Atlantic City when we come back next on Poker Night.
Poker Night in America is being brought to you by 888poker.com, where the world plays online.
For tonight's Poker Scene Review, we're returning to one of the classics, Steve McQueen's 1965 film, The Cincinnati Kid. In this scene, McQueen plays Eric the Kid Stoner, an up-and-coming 5-card stud player who proves it's not always a bad idea to call with a lousy pair. This is Poker Night, the movie.
I'm saying you've been marking these cards. I don't need marked cards to beat you, pal.
He says, you know, I don't need to have marked cards to beat you, pal. It sort of addressed the issue of ego when you play. What's wrong with that scene is you should have said that in the scene to make the guy make a bad call, okay, and then have the nuts.
Not say
just
it
to
in
insult the
hindsight,
guy
right.
makes no, you know, it would have worked if it had actually gotten a result. You know, because as you know, as a poker player, and especially as a woman poker player, when men play against
them,
you,
of course,
yeah.
if you say, oh,
Yeah.
you know, and they try to get information and you say,
Right.
oh, blah, 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 and you're like, well, you know what? I don't need
this amazing rack that I have to get you to call.
Well, you actually
Like,
got there. I was waiting.
It
When
got
were we gonna
there,
get
it
there?
got
Talking about all the chips she would have.
The rack.
No, actually, she's
Invisible
not. No, she's
rack.
not. No, she's not.
Yes, but I don't need this rack to get you to call because you don't have any faith in my ability, and that's totally fine.
And then they call.
Yeah, and then
And
he
they
calls
call.
and he makes a bad call and like,
Exactly.
hello, egg on your face. Yeah.
The overhead shot's kind of cool for 50 years ago, like
Yeah.
showing
Yeah.
like the hands and everything.
It's super ahead
but
of
it's
it-
so great
ahead of the
because
time.
everybody is so like kind of sweaty and disheveled, and there's Steve McQueen, who looks like he just took a couple of studio headshots, you know,
Such
and he's
a
just like
stud.
pristine without trying. And that was the essence of cool with Steve McQueen. He never tried to be cool. Everybody tried to be like Steve McQueen. That's why Sheryl Crow's writing a song about him 40 years after he was a huge star. And you saw it right there, you know, the essence of being a movie star, not trying to be a movie star. And that's the brilliance of that scene.
Razor blade not included in the grungy bathroom. What do you think?
You know, it's like a good solid queen high flush. Yeah.
It is.
I felt very like Jets versus Sharks here,
It is,
right?
yeah.
Like it was like this element of like, what do you bring in? Like, what are we doing underneath the bridge?
brought a switchblade.
You know,
I brought
right?
a
Like it was
Norelco.
like, no, we're gonna be good. No, we're gonna be bad, right? Like, let's be real. Like poker players don't do that. They're like, oh, you shamed me? Okay, you got it. You know, like that's how they are. So as far as realism, it's like a 0. But as far as like what I just enjoyed, I loved it.
So, Richard, what do you think?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, like, you know, for the poker, it's not great, but as a scene, it's a full house.
All right. There you go. That's our review of the scene tonight from Cincinnati Kid on Poker Night.
Drop it.
For more from Poker Night, visit pokernight.com or connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, where you can see complete episodes and unedited live streams. Also, be sure to check out our online store for Poker Night shirts, hats, hoodies, and more. For everyone here at Poker Night in America, I'm Chris Hansen. Poker Night in America is brought to you by 888 Poker, where the world plays online, and by DraftKings.